Stage Okanagan. We have identified ourselves. Because Okanagan koron the mapanas halahal, kakamented kalyayat, isin chowipted, musapala, apana, kuchut. We, the Okanagan Nation, make this declaration today as a sign for every generation to come. Therefore, we hereby declare that. Ang niltate ko sa ikuhat maskay, kutam stayho at latatum hula kwe tumtumtat. We are the unconquered Aboriginal peoples of this land, our mother. Tilkoven chutten swittetuchtet, e tumtumtet. Can be ill cementum, kitwetentem, utskasteiquentum. The Creator has given us our mother to enjoy, to manage, and to protect. Tils me ask sepis, ik kohat maskeo koskoniot, il tumtumtet. We, the first inhabitants, have lived with our mother from time immemorial. Ik was ook een afkenig. Weet je van Jordan, hoe hij stem, hoe kaljayat, volksgementem en gestemd. Het wil tumtumtet. Our Okanagan governments have allowed us to share equally in the resources of our mother. Lot van kindergegementum is de startet. Ik het tumtumtet. Het tumtumtet en gestandet. Het tiplantet, ook de aan winnatent. We have never given up our rights to our mother's resources, our governments, or our religion. Lot ben ken Cortexens spoorlaagwaag. Bint stippelantem, etel tomtet het aangestandet. Kokaljaya. Klapena, orteschois. We will survive and continue to govern our mother and her resources for the good of all, for all time.
The Okanagans. Who are we? That's the question we're going to try to answer today. The Okanagan Tribal Council is a council made up of the chief and councilors from 7 Indian bands from the Okanagan Nation's territory. It's comprised of the Okanagan Band from Burnham, the West Bank Band, the Penticton Indian Band, the Syilx Indian Band, the Lower Similkameen Indian Band from Karamias, the Upper Similkameen Indian Band from Headley, and the Upper Nicola Band from the Douglas Lake area. The chief and councilors wanted to find out where is our culture today? How strong is it? And with that in mind, they undertook the setting up of the Okanagan Nation Gathering, where all of the bands could come together to share their thoughts, their joys, their sorrows, provide an opportunity where the elected representatives could relate to the people what they're undertaking at this time, a chance for the elders to speak to the young, a chance for the young to show that they're still strong and happy.
30 seconds, you know.
I got enough here to continue into another contest.
Oh, yeah, right. Should be by the pound, eh?
Yeah.
Get her down the tracks. 1, 2, 3. Holy smokes, they're away. This is not as easy as it looks. Oh, they gotta go back too, eh? Oh, there's one guy there. They're really in trouble over there. That guy doesn't want to stop his partner. Oh. All ready. 1, 2, 3. And they're away to the races. This could be a fast time there, you know. Down there, now they're heading back. Some people having problems there. And oh, look at that one. Hey, that was pretty good. That was... I could hear the watermelon just slushing around in their stomachs as they go down the track. Oh, he got across the finish line anyhow. And there's second, there's third.
In my research, I find many gaps in the stories. I try to discover why. Anything happens, there's always a cause and effect. And so I came across an item of information that fitted very well in with my research after checking many resources. The reason for the many gaps that we have is because of the smallpox epidemics after the first European landed on this continent, the great island of what is now called North America. So far, I've been able to discover 12 epidemics. 12. 5 in the Okanagan area alone. 5. Interestingly enough, I found that the first one that was recorded, of course, they probably didn't record anything west of what was then New Canada, the province of Canada, which was probably Quebec at the time. Because later on they had Upper and Lower Canada. Over half of the people that it struck with the epidemic died. The next one, 1/3. Each time, if you were to take, for example, Vancouver, city of Vancouver, and strike it 12 times, and each time you hit that city with smallpox, you reduce it by 1/3 each time.
On the afternoon of the first day of the Okanagan Gathering, the Okanagan Summer Theatre Company put on a play about one of the more famous Okanagan legends, and that is the naming of Coyote. In the play, the Great Spirit tells all the animals that they're going to have a chance to choose their own names. The animals were extremely excited because once they've chosen their name, they could keep it until the end of time. Coyote, being the type of animal he was, he thought, I am going to get a strong name. But the animals had to be at the Great Spirit's Lodge first thing in the morning to choose their names. Coyote, thinking that it might be better to be there really early, decided to stay up all night long and fell asleep. When he woke up, all of the other animals were at the lodge getting their names or choosing their names. And when Coyote got there, all the names are gone but his. And so Coyote remained Coyote. But the Great Spirit said, Coyote, regardless of your funny ways sometimes, your role for the Okanagan people is going to be a great one. So go out and be proud of who you are.
This story is told about Smokemeen. Coyote is going downstream and he's getting tired. He's been traveling, he's been doing good things in this case. He's been traveling around looking the country over and he's going to bring fish up later. But on his way back down, he got tired and right along about Karamis there, he got tired and he had a little pot, so he had a creek running by there, and back in those days the fish were so plentiful that you could catch them. My mother tells me that you could practically walk across that Karamis Creek with trout and never get wet because there were so many fish in that creek. So he fished, caught some fish, and he put it in a pot and he built a fire, and he was wondering what can he do to keep from walking. He was tired of walking. He'd trot a while and then he'd walk and then he'd sit down there. And here he cooked this meal. While he was sitting there waiting for his fish to cook, he looked down the valley and there was a dust cloud coming up. There's a trail there. And he looked down there with the eyesight that he had. He could see quite well that it was a pack train coming up. And on it was probably all types of goods. I said, my God, maybe I can trade that guy for a horse. Not a while. No, maybe he won't trade. Maybe I can get 2 horses. What am I going to do? So as the pack train got closer, I thought he had a good idea. He scattered his fire. And then all the rocks and everything got hot underneath there. So he covered up his fireplace, his fire pit, and he put his pot on there and he had his walking stick. So he's sitting there and the guy's getting closer. The pack train is getting closer. So he figured it out, he timed it. Each time that thing would perk from the hot rocks underneath, he'd hit the bucket and it would perk. So the guy rode up, he didn't pay attention to him. The guy got right up there and sat on his horse and looked at him and watched him a while. Boy, he says, that's an unusual pot. Yep, it's only one of a kind. I'm the only one that's got one. The guy says, I'll trade you a horse for it. Nope. Supposed to keep it. Can't let it go. I'm the caretaker. Well, I'll trade you 2. Nope. Pretty soon the guy says, I'll trade you the whole string. Coyote says, sure. Go ahead and eat here. I'm in a hurry. I gotta go. So he jumped on the horse and he led all the pack horses and the pack train downstream again and left this guy there. And by this time, this thing is perking slower and slower. And he says, when it quits perking, it's cooked. So this guy is left holding the stick. He's tapping that, pretty soon quit. Well, he tried it again later, but it wouldn't work. In the meantime, Coyote's got a whole string of pack horses, and he's gone. In this case, he was a trickster, and he tricked the guy into trading him for a worthless piece of pot that we needed a fire under in the first place. But in this case here, I find in that story, there's a comparison with the geological time and the extinction of the horse on North America. There are many records that state that they were extinct on North America and that the Spaniards introduced. Maybe rightly so, but when the first contact was made, there were horses in this area.
Lapna hadal to Mohola, the Waiko Sakon to Matla, Lapna calls the Kaimene. It is so up Matsundam is quite certain according to way step.
And so now we prepare this paper, and they're getting ready to erase us off of this land. And they tell us to prepare our land claims and submit them.
Here we stem cooks in 8 May summer.
And when we complete that, you want to buy it from us.
I'm a quote, I take a skill down also wisdom of quote. He had cooks quit them, storm estimate to make it summer.
All these mountains and all these mountain ranges here is going to be taken away from us. They're going to take it away by purchase.
It's like any cake was his Kla-How-Ya summer to cooks in 8 them.
And since where did they get the money from to pay for it?
I let them haul out the cake was.
They took it from our land.
Apana summer domestum sale soche ikel chapani.
And today the white man sells all the forests and the trees and ships it off and sends it to Japan.
Agal kudnes go checks met them haul out it is haul out it or let checks out pokon diesel. Japan domestum like.
And so they dig up a mountain in the Kootenays, and they dig out coal from there and they ship it off to Japan.
The collection hold awakening out. Go just a late the hap in summer. Syilx humola ni atats karken. At like was it Japanese war put it checkmal.
I've been to that mountain, and a white man there told me that 5 miles in all directions they dug up the mountain and they're shipping off the coal.
Don't let the open exchange go to white stomach government.
We didn't get one dime from the government. This is all Indian land, belongs to our people.
Looks like any go that's quint to me, so wait like or comment to make or scale.
No one brought us from anywhere to set us down here in this land.
I
guess they're gonna really do us in when they complete what they're doing. So now here we are, making noise here. What are we going to do with this paper?
Why we stem to John Summer? Why we step a claim population 8 them?
So when we get it all ready and say, well, you prepared your land claims, now we'll buy it from you. What are the people going to say?
What is Kla-How-Ya Hamenix?
All they want is the money. We take that money and it'll be gone in about 2 days. We have no more land. Where are we going to stay and live? We'll be out of luck then. And even now we're very poor. Our people are very poor.
What
are we going to say about this paper? Everyone should say something about it, not be quiet.
In Zakan Zora ta kwa Lotman Gentek Stomestum is Kalahola Kuhitsik or in Zotan Akaitam Hola Saltin Mama Tlakikan Zetan Elote Samalskich.
And for myself, I will never sell my land,
Mother Earth.
my Mother Earth. I will never sell my Mother Earth. I've been on this land long before the white man came.
Elote Samalchiapa la is Kalukrutak that Staction to Meston Namre Klapik Stillenses Kalahola Zotan.
And before the white man came, we never had grocery stores where we can buy food, and yet we could find all types of food that we could get off the land.
Rapana isn't to Meston. Cooks Kalaume cook or stews and no cooks Kalar cooks Akina.
Now in these stores, we must have money before we make any purchases there. We don't have any money, what are we to do?
Ko peham ko toxin zodamat kolik and deme is oyapno.
When we go hunting, we get arrested by the white man.
Ko kakodamat kolik and deme.
We go get some fish and we get arrested for that.
The stem came the stem goes to Palames, look at tax Kalau.
How are we going to bail ourselves out with these fines? We don't have any money. That's how big a mistake we're making, our people. And so when you speak to the government and prepare papers, and he tells you to prepare this paper here, you say, what right have you got to say here? Where did you get the right to say that, to tell me what to do? It's my land. How did you get here?
You
talk too much, you're quite loud and boisterous, and you claim all this land that belongs to me, belongs to us. You don't have any rights here, to the extent that you don't even have a treaty. What is he going to say? And they know this. And so now, a few of us meet here. There's only about 8 of us here right now. Meantime, over there, those activities, everybody's over there. They don't seem to have interest. And pretty soon, all our land is going to go.
Young people
Some of you young people should get up and say, all right, you should start paying rent, at least for your stay here. You've been here a long time and haven't paid anything.
The government gets on the Mulchende government.
We tell that to the government, what would they say?
The government will well take a spell, Saklan, which was Lotman Kinkin, which post of Mate Tamola.
And if the government were to compensate the Indians for all the things, all the injustice that was done, they would never be able to pay off the debt, even to the end of the world.
The Okanagan Tribal Council is in a process of looking at what the land means to us as Okanagan people. We've been trying to get the word out to the people because we're being encroached upon. Our Aboriginal rights, etc. Your hunting and fishing, everything. If you're an Okanagan, or if you're in our territory, You have to understand that it belongs to you. Practice your Aboriginal rights. The land was never stolen. It's still ours. And the only way that we are going to exist as a race of people is to start talking to each other. What does it mean to us to be Okanagan? It doesn't mean money. This land never gave us money before. It gave us ability to live through its benefits. And that's what we're going to continue to do. And the question in my mind is that, will there be Indians in 100 years? Will there be Okanagans in 100 years? And what kind of Okanagans will they be? Will they be able to tell that they were a great, proud nation one day? Or are they just going to be something that people remembered? Oh yes, way back in my grandfather's time, I believe that the Indians were still Indians, but that went away. We can't do it. We fought land claims for 130 years. We're not going to quit now. Provincial government can say anything that they want, but they're not convincing us. We have to start talking about what's really important to people as a whole. And not only us. If we can come out of this economic hole and this social situation we're in, and we've got more baby deaths, suicides, people in trouble with the law, alcoholism. 53% of natives' homes in Canada don't have indoor plumbing. I mean, all of these things are just not acceptable. And the only way to change things is to speak out. And this land claims issue, well, maybe it won't even sail. But if you guys take a chance before you leave to read that declaration, you're going to see what the Okanagans think. We're not going away. We'll be here forever. And the land will be too.
Okay, Albert Salmon, council member. I'd just like to wish everybody a good evening, and I'm sure glad a lot of you people have showed up. I'm glad to see a lot of the younger people out there, both Indian and non-Indian. I think there's a lot that can be learned from both sides, and I think we have to work together. We share the same problems. We've got the same goal in mind, and there's just the reserve boundaries that seem to separate us. The reason I wanted to say a few words, the chief isn't here tonight, but he'll be here tomorrow. But the people that are concerned about our lake out here, if you'd all turn around and take a look at Okanagan Lake, for the people that live in the area, you'll know what a beautiful lake we have. I've invited a speaker from the Save Our Lakes group, and they're going to show up about 9 or 10 o'clock tonight and give a 5 or 10 minute presentation. And you know, I'm really glad that the non-Indians have really taken an interest in the environment. As you know, Indian people have for a long time grew up with it, and they've always said that these things must be protected. We cannot be destroying our forests, our land, our water resources. And there is a strong group in Vernon.
My name is Chief Adaminius from Penticton. I feel very glad to be here, very honored to be here to see history in the making. It's been a long time since we Okanagan people got all together like this, just to get together to enjoy one another's company. And I hope we have a bigger crowd tomorrow. I think that, as somebody has said before, that when we get together like this, we gain strength from one another. we remember the things that have happened, the good things, and we get the power to look ahead and know that only good can come of this and that we can do good. I thank the people who have worked hard and gave us the good food that we had for supper. We'll do the same again tomorrow. People have brought food from all the reserves.
One, two, three, go! Boy, those girls are always in front in this race. Hey, you guys, come on, you gotta go all the way. You see, now, oh, they both crash at the finish. Come on, you guys, get going. Who's gonna make it? You gotta... Oh, there's second place. Oh, that was a close one. You got a lot of chewing going on down there. No bubbles yet. They're trying, though. Come on, you guys.
Oh, bubble.
Cody.
Way to go, Jamie.
Blow some bubbles.
Oh!
Holy.
Blow another one.
Oh, we got one going there. That looks pretty darn good to me.
Here they go. Here they come.
Flags, saluting our elders, saluting our council members, saluting our members in general. All you people just call right in. All your hats off, rise. Grand entry time. Oh, here they are, Glenn Douglas, Dave Parker, Lynn Marchand. We have our grass dancer there. We have our fancy dancers. Then we have our ladies' traditional dancers. Ooh! Here they are. Very important day in the Okanagan Nation. Oh, here they go. Hey there, first annual powwow. Tribal Council powwow. I'm sure it's going to carry on. We have our ladies' fancy shawls following behind the traditional women. Then we have our future dancers. There's our future dancers, all the little ones, too. And we have our nation behind them. Chief and council members, organizers of the powwow.
This is a very important occasion. I want to call it the occasion of the sevens, Syilx. Now, why sevens, you might ask? Because today we have 7 bands coming together with 7 chiefs and 7 groups of councillors. And it is, of course, we need to remember 1987. And if we go back 160 years to the fur trade times in this part of the country, we find that the head of Hudson's Bay Company in Kamloops sketched an important map for the world to see. A map that shows the extent of Okanagan territory at that time. Territory that extended from the borders of Shuswap in the north, all the way down across the line to the junction of the Okanagan and Columbia rivers. And then 110 years ago, in 1877, and everyone knows that date, the Joint Reserve Commission passed through the valley, creating the present reserves to be administered under the Indian Act. At that time, the chiefs were often confused by the complexities of the new law, and at least 4 of the leaders of that day found themselves cooperating with, sometimes assisting, the commissioners in their deliberations because they did not fully understand the implications of reserves. The chiefs at that time included Old Chief Syilx, who was Nkwala's sister's son, Chief Moses, or Five Heart as he's sometimes called, Chief Francois and Chief Charles further down the lake. All were tricked, we might say, by the theodolite and the surveyors, by the boundaries which they did not accept. So the year 1877, although an important year, is certainly not the sort of occasion we would want to celebrate today. Nobody wants to celebrate the cutting off of land. And if we go back 100 years to 1887, we find that the Okanagan at that time were doing very well as farmers. In 1887, every band was actively engaged in agriculture, cattle ranching, gardening, and horse breeding. And some Okanagan farmers were better off than many of the settlers, and in general, they had achieved a high level of sophistication in farming at that time. So 1887 was a good year for some people, but this was only very temporary, because as soon as the population increased, there was an immediate shortage of land, and then when the market failed, the reserves were the first to be affected, and local production gradually failed also. So in marking the signing of the Declaration today, my notes always go back to 1887, it's all quite right, in 1987, maybe it should have been done 100 years ago. In 1987, therefore, we do well to pay attention to what might be called the trap of the sevens, by which I simply mean that throughout history there are always good things and bad, smooth and rough, advantages and disadvantages. We must aim for the better things, but also be mindful of the pitfalls along the way. In short, in a short while, your chiefs and councillors will be signing the Okanagan Nation Declaration, a declaration of your traditional rights and your determination to honor those rights. This important document addresses itself to the past, to the present, and to the future. It makes clear that the Okanagan Nation has never been conquered, that it has never signed treaties, and that it will continue to uphold the spiritual and cultural foundations on which Okanaganness rests.
My Creator, we thank you for all these gifts. We thank you for the Mother Earth that you've placed here, that provides for all of our needs. We thank you for all the four-leggeds that we eat and those that we don't, and sometimes we only honor. We thank you for all the fish, the sacred fish you've placed in the sacred waters, in the bloodstream of our Mother Earth, the rivers and the streams. We thank you for the birds, some of which we eat and some of which we honor and revere, such as the eagle, and many others that we use for our power, our shumich.
Blessing of the document.
We thank you
for the plants that grow underground that we gather. We thank you for the trees and bushes that bear the fruits that we gather for our food. We thank you for grandfather's sun that provides the heat that causes things to grow. We thank you for the grandmother moon that influences the waters, the big waters, and also influences the cycle of life among our people, the women, whom we honor and cherish, for they give us life. You see, my mother was a woman. I honor her as I honor Mother Earth. We thank you for the sky that is now contaminated, but we must breathe. We thank you for the clouds that bring us the water to replenish these dry hills in the hot summer days. We thank you for these things. We thank you for the rocks, for they were the first here. They endure, as our people have, no matter what happened. We thank you for the mountains, the far-off ranges. Those are our ranches, and the valleys where the waters flow is where we live. Great Spirit, Master of life, we thank you for these things. We thank you, Great Spirit, for not giving us commandments, but instead you give us directions. The north, the south, the east, and the west. Those are the things you've given us. And now, I will pray to the grandfather, to the land of the rising sun. Thank him for the gifts that he gives us.
It's an honor dance for all our elders. Take it away, Eagle Valley. Oh, there's our elders. Come on now. We're fortunate to have a few left. They've made many decisions and they've been involved in many choices, leaderships. Without these people, these documents probably wouldn't have been available. They've continued to say no. They've continued to reject many deals. Just give them a little wave there. Give them a little wave. Hey, they'll appreciate that. See, we're honoring our elders. Give them a wave there. Hey, salute our elders. Come on. So, beautiful. We appreciate you elders being here. Veterans of many battles and social... That's the way. Beautiful. Oh, don't be scared to stand there and put your hands together for them. Give them a little cheer. Clap. Oh. Yeah.
The Okanagan Nation Declaration comes as close to Okanagan. We have identified ourselves. Ik was Okanagan koren de mapenaats gelegald. De gemeente Kla-How-Ya is een zo wiptet. Ons apena kochut. We, the Okanagan Nation, make this declaration today as a sign for every generation to come. Therefore, we hereby declare that. Nilde koos gaat maar schelen. Goed hem schelen wat laten hem hula kwijt tumtumtet. We are the unconquered aboriginal peoples of this land, our mother. I chose the word tumtum for mother. There are other words. A boy says skui for his mother. A girl says tum for mother. But tumtum is a mother in any animal form that gives suckling to the young. So tumtum is the word I chose for mother in this declaration. Til korven chutten schwittetuchtet he tumtumtet. Kan be ilsementum schwittentem ut skakwantum. The Creator has given us our mother to enjoy, to manage, and to protect. Tils mias asapis ko mas kailo kos koliut il tumtumtet. We, the first inhabitants, have lived with our mother from time immemorial. Ekos Okanagan keinig, it's a one jordantet. Kochige stem, kokaliayat, fixtementum and gestent, itel tumtumtet. Our Okanagan governments have allowed us to share equally in the resources of our mother. Lotpen kintige gegementum is the tastet, ikel tumtumtet. Itel tumtumtet and gestentet. Het geplanted otle annun winatend. We have never given up our rights to our mother's resources, our governments, or our religion. Lotben kin kotexens spolawak. Pint geplantum etel tomtet het aangestandet. Kokaljayat. We will survive and continue to govern our mother and her resources for the good of all, for all time.
We'll start with the large one here. Go around and sign in the respective places that appears on the document and make a circle clockwise around this way, all the way. Don't forget to sign on each document. There'll be a place I will call your name as you come up. Syilx Indian Band Chief Clarence Louie. Councilors Veronica McGinnis. Councilor Thomas Alex.
Oh, warm your hands there. I know it's warm, but give him a hand here now. Come on.
Now from the Penticton Band, Chief Adam Inyas. Archie Jack. Upper Smoke Mean Band, Chief Hazel Squawk. And her counselors, Karen Holmes and Carrie Allison. Lower Smoke Mean Indian Band. Come on, drum my chief in. Chief Barnett Ellison. And our counselors, Richard Trebasket, Ralph Bent, and Pauline Trebasket. Okanagan Indian Band. Counselors, Graydon Alexis, Albert Saddleman, Cecil Lewis, Molly Bono, Herbert Simpson, and going down the line here, the West Bank Indian Band and the Honorable Robert Louie. Councilors Harold Derrickson.
We don't want your counselors to run away because we're going to have an honor song for you. Just stay close here.
Rose Derrickson. Upper Nicola Indian Band. Harvey McLeod.
This declaration is just the first step, and then the next thing that will be done is that the claim itself, there will be a declaration of the claim itself. But there is an awful lot of work, an awful lot of hard work to be done, and
Get straightforward.
an awful lot of hard work to be done by our leaders, and I want to congratulate all of our leaders who are here today, all of the chiefs and all of the councillors who have worked and who have had the foresight to make this declaration, and who have had the foresight to provide the leadership that is going to put this claim in place in front of the public. And it is not going to be an easy job. It is not going to be an easy job. And we have to work together. We have to stick together, and we have to explain what we are trying to do, because it is not always going to be an easy task. Anyway, and for my part, as a senator and a part of the Parliament of Canada, I will do my share. I want to do my share, and I look forward to working with all of my Okanagan brothers and sisters, and then bringing this very important event that we started today to completion. Thank you very much for inviting me here today, and I'm really glad to have been a part of this whole event with all of my people. Thanks, John.
I just wanted to say a few words about the declaration that we're signing here today. I know there's some misunderstanding, to some extent perhaps, about the purpose of this declaration. And I can appreciate some of the viewpoints that some of the elders have expressed here today, but just to attempt to clarify the reason and the purpose for signing this declaration. We are not giving anything away. We're stating what we believe is the truth and what we, as the people of this land, will have to do to preserve it for our future generations. I know you've heard the declaration before, but I'd just like to read it in English, if I may, and just give some thought to the words. It says, "We, the Okanagan Nation, make this declaration today as a sign for every generation to come. Therefore, we hereby declare that we are the unconquered Aboriginal peoples of this land, our mother. We speak in this declaration of our mother as our land. Those words are synonymous. This land is where we come from. This land is where we will return. It's very important when you listen to the declaration, when you read the declaration, and when you interpret those words. The Creator has given us our mother to enjoy, to manage, and to protect. We, the first inhabitants, have lived with our mother from time immemorial. Our Okanagan governments have allowed us to share equally in the resources of our mother. Please note, when you hear the word governments, it's speaking of Okanagan governments. That is the government we're talking about. It's the Okanagan Declaration that we're signing, which comprises the 7 bands. That is the Okanagan Indian Band, the West Bank Indian Band, the Penticton Indian Band, the Syilx Indian Band, the Upper Similkameen Band, the Lower Similkameen Band, and the Upper Nicola Band. Those are 7 bands that comprise the Okanagan people as we have here today. Those are the governments that we're talking about. We have never given up our rights to our mother, that is, to our land, our mother's resources, our governments, and our religion. We will survive and continue to govern our mother and her resources for the good of all time. This last paragraph is very important. We will survive and continue to govern our mother, that is our land, and our land's resources for the good of all, for all time. That's why we're here today, and that's why the meeting here today and the signing of this declaration has so much historic importance. It's very important to our Okanagan people to express what we think, what we feel. I can appreciate some of the viewpoints about signing a declaration, any agreement, or any words on paper. I can appreciate that. I can relate that through my own grandmother. She refused to sign anything that was in writing, almost up to the time of her death. She believed that in signing a paper, that was a white man's way. But this declaration is not the white man's way. It is the Okanagan people's way. We are a growing culture. We are surviving here as we've survived the last 10,000 years. And I'd like to see us as Native people survive for the next 10,000 years and 10,000 years after that. This is an expression of what we believe in, what we feel is right, what we have a duty, what we have a responsibility to protect. That is our native rights, not only for the Okanagan, but for all peoples of this land, the Shuswap, the Thompson, the Cree, the Mohawks, right across this whole country. It's very important, and it will be of very much historic significance in the years to come. I'm very proud to be here and to be a signer of this declaration. I'm very proud of my fellow people, my fellow chiefs, fellow councilors. I'm very proud to be an Okanagan Indian, to be a native Indian of this land, and will continue to be that way, feel that way to the day I die. I very much appreciate being here and seeing each of you here. I know that we all believe in the same thing. Thank you.
And I think these kind of activities are important because it's the link between the communication between our elders and our educated people. But we need more time to look at these documents and sit with them, and we have to make that time. That's our culture. That's part of who we are.
It is the hope of the Okanagan Tribal Council that what we've shown you today will lead you to understand more about us as a people. This is Okanagan land. Our forefathers died for it. They died fighting other Indian nations. Also, as you've heard, members of our nation have fought in the great wars in this world to protect this country. We are Indians, and we're proud of it. But like every race across or around the world, they have a homeland. And this is our homeland. We've survived here for 10,000 years at least. And in fact, we, the Okanagan people, are going to exist until there is no more mankind. Thank you for your time today. And I'll leave you with our word for goodbye. Bye.
Oh, don't be scared to stand there and put your hands together for them. Give them a little cheer. Clap. Oh, yeah. One round will be okay, elders, and you can come right on out. Glenn, one round. We understand it's hot.